and welcome to another Bottle episode. So, you've just discovered these incredible things called fursuits, and now you want one. Or maybe you're a parent who has heard their kids talk about these weird fandangled fursuit things and you're looking to get some more information. Perhaps your kid is showing you this video right now. Either way, you are in the right place. I'm gonna give you everything you need to know, like all the pros and cons, the places to go and the steps to take, all that straight up information. Look, I know I may look pretty biased, but I promise you I'm not going to try and sway you one way or the other. Just going to give you as much as possible so you can confidently make informed decisions. Let's start at the absolute basics. What's a fursuit? Fursuits are typical to the furry fandom, which is a fandom based on being a fan of anthropomorphic animal characters. In the furry fandom, we like to create our very own anthro characters to identify as, also known as personas. Then, as a fun way to further express yourself through your persona, some of us have mascot-like costumes of our characters called fursuits. They can range from just a simple head and paws to full-on extravagant full-body costumes. Fursuits can be worn at conventions, both furry and otherwise, public spaces where head coverings are allowed, such as parks, private businesses and private spaces that you've gained exclusive permission with, or just around the house. Fursuiting is a great hobby that really gets you active, and it can imbue you with a new sense of confidence as you get to escape reality and be a completely different creature for a bit. While you'll see thousands of different fursuits within the furry fandom, fursuits are entirely optional and a luxury item. Only about 40% of furries actually own some form of fursuit. Wearing a fursuit, though, can be easier said than done. Understandably, when you're covered in fur, you're going to get very, very hot. It's recommended that you don't fursuit for longer than 20 minutes without stopping for a drink of water or taking your head off. Furry conventions actually have dedicated fursuit lounges for fursuiters to go and have these breaks. A fursuit will also hinder a lot of your senses and functions. The head muffles your hearing, you have no peripheral vision, you have to yell to have your voice heard, and your breathing has limited airflow. How much each one is affected varies from suit to suit. Like, for example, my head here is very nice for airflow because he has a nice big open mouth and some very big eyes. But it'll never quite be as good as when you're not wearing a fursuit. If you have any medical conditions that could be affected by these hindrances, please go talk to your doctor first before investing in a fursuit. And yes, fursuits can be quite the investment. They are fully custom, handmade by the hundreds of insanely skilled fursuit making artists within the furry fandom. Occasionally at furry conventions you can browse artist stalls for fursuits that have been already made to buy them then and there, but the majority of fursuits are custom commissioned. Every artist prices their work differently depending on their skill level and the demand for their product specifically, but for ballpark figures, you're looking at between $300 and $1,200 for a head by itself, and for a full body costume, you're looking at anywhere from $2,000 to $3,500 and more. The price comes from the many hours that goes into creating them, and the cost for materials such as a really nice faux fur isn't exactly the cheapest either. The complexity of your character also drastically affects the price. More markings and more colors will take a lot longer to sew in, and more time equals higher price. The fursuit will take anywhere from a few weeks to a few months to be made from scratch to finished, but you may have to wait longer depending on how long the queue is for your chosen fursuit maker, or if they even plan to open for commissions anytime soon. It's not uncommon to wait over a year for your fursuit. When custom commissioning a fursuit, you are going to need a reference sheet. This is a piece of concept artwork that shows 3 full turnaround views of your character, so the person making your suit knows exactly where all your markings go. If you're not confident drawing one yourself, check out my video here, it shows you how to color in some blank reference sheet lines. Otherwise, you can commission an artist to create one for you, and I personally recommend Neon Slushy. They open for new orders at the start of every month, it very clearly shows your character, and there are lots of fursuit makers who recognize their work and even recommend it themselves. You may also be required to make a DTD, a Duct Tape Dummy. This involves almost completely covering yourself in duct tape to then mail to your fursuit maker so they have a perfect dummy of you to build your fursuit on. I've linked a whole bunch of DTD guides for you in the description below. There are alternatives to custom commissioning fursuits though. As I mentioned before, you can get fursuits that have been already made. These are called pre-made fursuits. It might not be your custom character, but there's no wait time, and you don't have to do a duct tape dummy either. People will also sell their fursuits secondhand. It might not be brand new, and it's not your character, but there's no wait time, and they're usually more affordable than commissioning one. With pre-made and second-hand suits, the main thing you need to consider is sizing. Unlike commissioning a new suit, pre-made and second-hand suits aren't tailor-made to your body. Fursuit sales will usually list all the sizing and body types that the suit will fit, so be sure to double-check that before buying a suit. However, if you're on the younger side, you are still growing, and that's something you will absolutely need to factor in before getting a suit. It would really suck to commission a brand new fursuit, but already be unable to wear it within a year because you grew out of it. So until the growing is done, I wouldn't recommend getting any more than a head, paws, and tail, also known as a mini partial. So, where do you even go to get a fursuit? Unfortunately, there's no fursuit shop you can just waltz into. TheDealersDen.com is a solid place to start. You can find listings for custom commissions, pre-made, and second-hand fursuits all there in the one reputable auction site. But beyond that, you're gonna have to go and find a fursuit maker yourself. FursuitReview.com is a really good place to research some makers. Hundreds of people submit reviews of their fursuits to this website, so not only can you find the makers through that, you'll also get an idea of what their quality is going to be like. As is the nature with handmade items, it's not always perfect. You get what you pay for rings very true when it comes to fursuits, and if the price looks too good to be true, it usually is. Unfortunately, there is a small minority of people out there looking to scam you out of your money, and either deliver you a product that is unwearable, or no product at all. So Fursuit Review is a great way to ensure the maker you're looking at is legit. From there, you'll naturally find more makers throughout social media if you follow any other furries, or by word of mouth. Check out the Fursuit Friday hashtag on Instagram and Twitter. It's a really good way to get a broad look of all the different kinds of fursuits out there. Handily, a lot of posts will actually credit the fursuit makers on them, and then if they're not there, you can usually find it on the poster's profile. And if it's not there, just leave a comment nicely asking who made their suit. Once you've found and chosen a maker, and they're open for commissions, they'll usually accept applications through their website, emails, or Google Form. There's no guarantee that the fursuit maker will take your commission, so I would recommend choosing a range of fursuit makers. If you do get chosen, there's usually a 30% deposit required to secure your slot and cover material, so make sure you have that ready. Some makers are cool with you paying slowly over time, while others will require everything upfront. It changes from maker to maker. And don't forget about the shipping. Shipping prices for fursuits can be astronomical due to their size. I'm Australian and I've had fursuits shipped from the USA, and my postage can be anywhere from $100 to $350. And that doesn't even include the import tax! Luckily, there are fursuit makers all over the world, so if you find someone local, then shipping will be a lot more affordable, or they might even let you go pick it up. Some makers will also offer convention delivery. If there's a furry convention coming up that you're both attending, the maker can bring your suit with them and deliver it in person. Now, you do have one more option if you don't want to buy a suit. You can make it yourself. It might take a couple of tries before you have something that you're happy with, but it'll usually be a lot more affordable than commissioning a suit, and hey, you might just become a fursuit maker out of it. To parents watching this, it could be a great project to start with your kids as they learn a lot of sewing and crafting skills in the process. Check out the description below for a whole bunch of places to find fursuit making tutorials. The last thing I want to mention is fursuits do require upkeep to keep them looking and feeling fresh, so you'll need to get yourself some supplies before your fursuit arrives, such as a slicker brush to brush your suit with and keep the fur looking all nice and fluffy, some fursuit spray to spray in your suit after each wear to disinfect it and stop it getting all musty from your sweat, and a pair of Under Armour to not only wick away the heat and the sweat, but it helps you get in and out of your suit easier. And yeah, that's pretty much everything you need to know about getting a fursuit. I have lots of videos about fursuits, such as the practicality of different styles, how to wash your suit, how to fix your suit, some tips for performing, and plenty more. But you also have plenty of other furry YouTubers to go to for information, so go check them out. Otherwise, if you have any questions or concerns you can't find covered anywhere, leave them for me in the comments below and I'll try to get back to you. I always say that fursuiting is a labor of love, and it's definitely not a hobby for everyone, especially when it comes to their cost. So you be the judge of what fursuiting means to you, and if you want to take the next steps, now you know what to do. I'm a poet and I didn't even know it. A patron shout out to, haha, it's me, Carla. Thank you so much for your support and helping to bring this video to these guys. But of course, thank you so much for watching. You're amazing. I hope you have a lovely day, night, afternoon, whatever time of day it is for you. I hope it's all good. And I will see you in the next video. Bye!